The fastest man alive. You would think this title would only go to one man, but in the DC universe, that would end up going to three, and that would go to the Flash. But who are the Flashes? Jay Garrick was the first Flash. He was going to university when he was doing an experiment with hard water. When it spilled, the fumes knocked him out, and when he woke up, he had super speed. Right there and then, he became the Flash, as Jay was obsessed with superheroes when he was a kid. Jay ended up having a long career as a hero, but he ended up retiring, leaving the mantle to Barry Allen. He did come out of retirement a couple times to help out, but for the most part, he was retired and living out his life in Central City with his wife. Barry Allen is the most known Flash. When Barry was a kid, his mother was murdered. His father was arrested for it. He claimed to be innocent. Barry ended up becoming a forensic science to help out with his father's case. One night while working on his father's case in his lab, lightning hit a bunch of chemicals in Barry, and in the end, they ended up all over him. He ended up in a coma for about 3 months. When he woke up, he got super speed. After a couple of months of testing out what his powers could do, he became the Flash. He ended up doing amazing things with his career, ended up creating the Justice League with other well-known superheroes, and to this day is still the Flash, where he protects Central City. Wally West, the actual fastest Flash. Now, as a child, Wally loved the Flash, who was Barry at the time. Wally's aunt was actually a well-known love interest of Barry, who Wally didn't know was the Flash at the time. One day, while visiting his aunt, they went to Barry's lab. Now, at that same time, a lightning storm was happening, and a lightning bolt ended up hitting a bunch of chemicals and Wally. In the same sort of freak accident as Barry, Wally also ended up getting superpowers. Now, after he got his super speed, he basically begged Barry to become his sidekick. That is where he became Kid Flash. Now, when Barry sacrificed himself to save the universe, Wally ended up taking the mantle as the Flash. But after a while, Barry returned, and they both stayed as the Flash. Now, in a time of desperate need, somebody who hated Wally ended up erasing his existence from the universe, and he was put into the Speed Force, which gives the Flashes their powers. Now, no one in the universe remembered who Wally was. Now, luckily for him, Barry ended up remembering him as he had a connection to the Speed Force, and he ended up saving him by taking him out of the Speed Force, and after that, he became the Flash once again. These were the fastest men alive. They have a pretty good relationship compared to a lot of other superhero families.